My first office job was at a nonprofit around 2011, and I talked to you guys about this organization before. Now, working here, I was young, it was my first professional environment, and I was learning as much as I could. Now, it's important to note in this conversation for this communication we're talking about today, I was making around $10 an hour, and my colleague was making around $10.50. About 8 months in, a new woman gets hired. She's a friend of the CEO's. She immediately started making $13 an hour. Later, we found out that she actually ended up making around $14 an hour after raises, while the rest of us got a 5 or 10 cent raise. And I remember my coworker who became like a mentor to me. She wasn't scared to ask questions, okay? She straight up asked, why is she making that much more? The response, confusion, deflection, no real explanation, but everyone knew why. Proximity. So she was close to leadership. She was staying at the CEO's guest house, trusted differently. And what stuck to me wasn't even the pay difference. It was the room. How uncomfortable people got talking about money, how scared people were to even question it. And that was one of my first real workplace lessons. Employers don't just invest in work output. They invest in people they feel safe betting on. And that decision isn't always visible. Sometimes it's trust, reputation, it can be relationships, perceived loyalty, perceived stability, proximity to leadership. So it's not just about performance. You can outperform the ceiling, okay? Listen, this is just real, but it doesn't mean give up. It means understand the game you're playing, which is why this month, May, it matters. It matters tremendously because right now inside organizations, leaders are quietly deciding who they promote, who they invest in, who they keep, who they develop. See, most employees think those decisions start when jobs open. They don't. They start months ahead. So if you're trying to move up or get hired this year, here are the real questions to ask yourself. Take a look at the screen. Because hiring and promotion decisions are rarely about who works hard. They're about who feels like a safe investment. And if you don't know how you're being evaluated, you're guessing. And guessing is way too expensive in your career. Which is why at Wrights Resumes and Connection, we focus on diagnostics first. Because most people don't just have a motivation problem. You're motivated. They have a positioning problem.